Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, we want to definitely talk about um, America has what is called a very large migrant problem. And what makes this problem so intense is people are marching to the border, and America is taking these people in into some type of capacity. Now, what makes this disheartening in a way is I just did a video about the eviction crisis in America, right? You got Ukraine that's in a war. Did they ask to be in this war? No, I don't think they asked to be in this war, but they asked for money after money after money. And you have Americans that's sleeping on the sidewalk. But the rich people in the Ukraine is definitely partying, and the wife of the Ukrainian president is going on fashion trips. She's going on all of these um extravagant shopping sprees in different places when the people here in America are suffering. And if you haven't looked at the videos that I did about the eviction crisis in America, please take your time and look at that video. Now, that we didn't got this problem. Two of the largest cities here in the United States is having a very large migrant problem. And not only that, you got more and more people that's coming to the border. And it seems like if you make it to the border, you make it to the world of milk and honey here in America. But the very people that you need to be helping, you are shunning them away. And why? Is what I want to know. Now, all of these sanctuary cities, you're going to have to do something about your crisis. You're going to have to do something about your crisis because yes, a lot of people are doing bad in their countries, but it's no way America can just keep opening up the borders and bringing everybody in. This is not a kumbaya country because I'll tell you what, if you go to other countries and you try to march to their border and say, let me in, your ass is going to jail. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. So let's go and flip our screen here. Let's go and flip our screen. Let's go and see if we can flip our screen here. And what's going on now is I'm trying to flip the screen now. So what's going on now is okay, I flipped it. All right, I flipped it. Right here. Thousands of Venezuelan migrants gather under Texas bridge as border numbers skyrocket. This is from yesterday, people. Officials estimated that they had seen about 4,000 migrants moving into Eagle Pass. Um, let's stop there. I'm not against people looking for a better way, but there are checks and balances. You need to apply for paperwork, and you need to be admitted in the country. You just can't go to the border and say let us in, and then you can't keep giving billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. And I'm happy that some of the senators are saying, "Hey, wait a minute, we just gave y'all 10 million billion, and we just gave y'all 14 billion. We cannot keep letting everybody in the country, and then the people that's in the country is suffering so badly."
Invideo Business is now 40% off. No watermark, high quality exports, and much more. So that you can create
trying to get past
videos.
This so we can get to
no, super videos.
They're suffering badly.
With the power to reach more, engage better, convert
to just live in this country. It's bad. It's people are suffering badly. So if my video don't play, let's go and read. All right. So thousands of
Bill Malugin, who starts us off live from the southern border, where there is a lot happening. Bill, what's the very latest from there?
Well, Sandra, it's been exactly 2 years since we saw thousands of Haitians gather under the bridge in Del Rio, Texas. Now we've got thousands of predominantly Venezuelans gathering under the bridge here in Eagle Pass, Texas, after we just witnessed a massive illegal crossing this morning. Let's go right to our drone video we shot as we first started witnessing this taking place.
Okay. All right. So thousands of predominantly
enormous line of migrants crossing illegally here
illegal
in the Eagle Pass this morning. Predominantly.
Moved into Texas and gathered under a nearby bridge on Wednesday. Reminiscent of the Haitian migrant crisis 2 years ago, just as numbers are again skyrocketing at the border. So it's like if you get to the border, it's like a miracle going to open the door. Now, I'm not in agreement of the Texas governor, how the mother and child lost their life because he put border traps where people hurt themselves. But Mexico won't take them. Guatemala won't take them. Nor do they attempt to take them. They come straight to America. Texas troopers told Fox News that the initial court count on the number of migrants moving across the water into Eagle Pass on Wednesday was about 4,000. The migrants gathered under the bridge and were waiting to be processed by Border Patrol in the hope of being released into the U.S. You are waiting to be released into the U.S. That's very interesting to me. Many of them told Fox News they were arriving from Venezuela, with some saying they arrived on a train from Mexico. So what happened is they took that train. I guess they got into Mexico, took a train, and took the train to the border. So they probably mustered up all the money they had. And please understand, for people that's listening to me and got to this point, I am not against people having a way for success to live, because we all should be able to live. But America can't keep opening up their borders. This is not no communist person talking or a person that's against of living good. But we can't keep opening up the border. We can't. You got to come into the country the right way. The Mexican military deployed on the Mexican side of the border, but did not stop the migrants from crossing. So you clearly see Mexico is just making sure that they do not come into Mexico. That's what Mexico is making sure, that you don't come into Mexico. They don't care about nothing else. It's just that you don't come into Mexico. The U.S. has seen a sharp uptick in crossings at the southern border in recent days. Officials have made over 45,000 migrant encounters in the last 5 days alone. 45,000. And I'm quite sure it's probably 50,000 right now. So my question is, how many people are we going to keep letting into this border? Right? At ports of entry between them, sources told Fox on Wednesday, with multiple days of over 8,000 illegal immigrant encounters. Now, what happened to this so-called bridge or gate, what wall or whatever President Trump had built? What happened to that? No? What happened to it? I'm being honest with you. I'm asking. Sources have also told Fox News that there were about 230,000 migrant encounters in August. Bro, before we know it, they're going to be millions pouring in. How can we sustain this many people? Customs and Border Protection has not yet released its official numbers. That 230,000 will be significantly from over 180,000 in July, 144,000 in June. August numbers will mark the highest month in 2023. That's a lot of people. Border Patrol sectors have been overwhelmed, and the numbers that we're seeing with mass street releases taking place in the last week in Tucson and San Diego. Let me read that again. Border Patrol sectors have been overwhelmed with the numbers they are seeing with mass street releases. That means they are releasing the people into the country. Fox has previously reported how Border Patrol has set up targets for sectors to more quickly process migrants through their facilities as they attempt to handle the influx. So what happened is a lot of the people are not coming. They are not coming. How they gonna find jobs? How they gonna find all of this stuff with no proper paperwork? And you see, Governor DeSantis, who I don't like, is Governor DeSantis. I may get dislikes on this video for that. I think Trump is a far better candidate than Governor DeSantis. But he took steps to say, if you hire illegal immigrants, your business will be penalized. And what's going to happen is you're going to see other municipalities in Republican-held states, they're going to follow suit with some of those presidents. They're going to make it really hard for this to happen. The scenes in Eagle Pass are reminiscent of the Haitian migrant crisis from September 2021, where thousands of predominantly Haitian adults gathered in squalid conditions under a bridge in Del Rio. Causes a major headache for the Biden administration and drawing national attention to the border crisis. In a statement, CBP said it has temporarily suspended vehicle processing operations at two bridges in the area in order to redirect personnel to assist the U.S. Border Patrol with taking migrants into custody. Right? In response to the influx in encounters, we will continue to surge all available resources to expeditiously and safely process migrants. We will maximize consequences against those without a legal basis to remain in the United States. CBP will continue to prioritize our border security mission as necessary in response to this evolving situation. The migrant crisis have dogged the administration since then, but over the summer, it touted a sharp drop in encounters after ending of Title 42 expulsions in May and attributed it in part to the strategy of expanding lawful migration pathways, including a parole program that allows up to 30,000 migrants a month from our countries, including Venezuela, to fly directly into the U.S. illegally. Did you see that? Do you see that? They're going to allow 30,000 people per month to fly directly into the U.S. legally. DHS had pointed to an 89% drop in legal encounters from 4 nationalities as proof as it working. I don't think it's working, people. I don't care what nobody say. I don't think it's working. I don't see it's working. Separately, up to 1,450 migrants each day are being paroled into the U.S. as ports of entry if they use the CBP One app to make an appointment. Did you see that? 1,450 migrants each day. Let's do the math. I'm doing a lot of math lately. 1,450 times 365. That's 529,250 people per year that can use the CBP One app to make an appointment to try to come into the country each year. Those programs were being combined with the administration. Said there was an increase in consequences at the border, including restored Title VIII removals as the asylum rule limiting asylum claims if migrants entered illegally and failed to claim asylum at the third country. It also noted that the FY 2022 saw a record number of removals under both Title 42 and Title 8 authorities. All they're going to do is just come back. Now, let's look at this sanctuary city here. Right? This sanctuary city, the largest city in the United States, Governor Kathy Hochul has message for migrants looking to come to New York. Go somewhere else. Now, that's pretty tough for a Democratic governor. All right. New York Governor Kathy Hochul seemingly changed her tune on the migrant crisis Tuesday, remarking during a CNN appearance, if you're going to leave your country, go somewhere else. It's pretty harsh. Kathy? Governor Kathy? We have to let the word out that when you come to New York, you're not going to have more hotel rooms, Hochul said. You don't have capacity. We don't have capacity. So we have to also message properly. Don't come to New York. The smarter thing is to apply for asylum before you leave your country. The notable shift comes as the Democrat previously touted New York sanctuary status. New York Republicans have long demanded Hochul rescind the state sanctuary designation. New York City's leaders chose to be a sanctuary city, putting out a welcome mat for every migrant who arrives in the country. They chose virtue signaling over good government policy, and so must bear the consequences. A group of 8 state senators told Hochul in a September 1st letter that in no way affords you or Mayor Adams the luxury of transferring the impacts of failed policies onto our suburban communities. So think about it. You'll let them come into urban communities, but don't you dare come into our suburban communities. How hypocritical. How hypocritical that you would speak in the manner. All right. During her first appearance with CNN, Hochul said she would support New York's right to shelter law, being recalled or rescinded amid the migrant crisis because it was originally intended to address homeless men on the streets experiencing AIDS, and then it was expanded to apply to families. The governor said it was never meant to ensure an unlimited universal right or obligation on the city to have to house literally the entire world. America's first vetted legal migrants only. And I agree. If you want to seek asylum in the United States, I'm all for it. You would never hear Team Tiggio be against anything of the sort. But if you think that you just want to break into this country of the failed policies of your country, I'm dead set against it. We are running out of place to house our own people. You got Americans sleeping on the concrete outside. You got families with no place to go. As Atlanta, for example, released 12,000 eviction notices last week. So you got to understand that this is not good. It's actually bad. New York City officials have said approximately 116,000 migrants have arrived from the border so far, with more from the recent waves of being from African nations, and even Russia. All right. Hocho said during her CNN appearance, she had to be certain not to support a policy that can draw more people because places like New York really are at capacity. No, you're not. You're not at capacity. As a matter of fact, half of America hasn't even been cohabitated. So if you want to send these people to Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, there are places you can send these people. You can build housing and lodges in the middle of the country or the Midwest, so however you want to say, like North Dakota, South Dakota. You got places in Idaho, Iowa. A lot of these places you can build houses for a lot of these people. So there are definitely places you can put them, but America is not at capacity. No, that's just not true. You have to have hearts. You have to be generous and supportive to people who are experiencing humanitarian crisis, but there is a limit to what we can do, the government has said. Now, that's New York. Now, let's look at the third largest city, and this is in Chicago. Chicago signs $29.3 million contract to build winterized base camps for migrants. All right. So Chicago has taken concrete steps to deliver Mayor Brandon Johnson's controversial plan to build more than 2,000 migrants on the floors of police stations and O'Hare and Midway airports into giant tent cities he prefers to call winterized base camps before temperatures plummet. Piggybacking on an existing state procurement, the city has signed a $29.3 million contract with Garda World Federal Services LLC for migrant temporary housing. So you clearly see that they're definitely going on what they plan to let the people in their country. All right. The city reserves the right to utilize the contractors and or city employees at the site set up as temporary housing solutions pursuant to this purchase order. The contract mentions no specific for the base camps and none has been chosen. So you clearly see that America definitely has a migrant problem. We have a migrant problem. I don't foresee that it's being over at any point in the future. You got many, many people that don't have no way to go, that their wits end, and they march into America. Some of them are on your streets. They barely speak English, but they know making it to America, some cities will take them in. My solution is if they're going to come here, there are places in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota. You got Oklahoma, parts of it that's unoccupied. You could bring the people there. There are plenty of places to set up lodging so we can make it hospitable. But just marching into the company, I'm dead set against that. So this is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, and subscribe as we will see you in the next video.